Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. I want to say good morning to my subscribers in the Philippines. Good evening to my subscribers in America and beyond. I always like to give a special welcome to my new viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I never take that for granted. I want to say to everybody, your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel has been amazing. It's been overwhelming, and again, I'm going to do these videos as long as they're useful, as long as they're helpful to the new man and woman or anybody really who has an interest in coming to the Philippines. I'm not an expert. I'm not a know-it-all. And if I ever come off like that, I apologize. But my 11 years gives me a unique perspective. And I like to share that with you to make your trip here more enjoyable, above all things, safer. I'm boots on the ground. I'm right in the center of all this. I live among the locals, and I'm always going to give you the nitty gritty. That's just exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, and what I'm experiencing. I'm never going to sugarcoat that. It's not going to start today. I just want to talk a couple of things today. I had some stuff in my comments concerning, one is the engagement ring, and then, is it popular over here? How much does it cost? And then another guy asked me, how much does it cost to bring his Filipina to the United States? And I'm going to turn that around and say, can you afford to bring her there? Because it's costly, guys. It's not cheap, and it's went up since the 7 years that I did it. But first I just want to kind of talk about this engagement ring, and I say it over and over, and I keep on saying it until I make myself clear. A lot of these women over here, guys, they can't, they're not used to abundance. They cannot handle abundance well initially, right off the bat. It takes a while for them to get used to that. So when you want to go out and spend, for an engagement ring, this is my suggestion. This is what I did, because I've got my story. But this is my suggestion. Just come over here, pay 5,000 pesos for a little gold band, or maybe a nice silver band with some Zubik zirconia inside. Because otherwise, man, if you spend a lot of money like I did, they're only gonna, at some point, they're gonna pawn it. At some point, if a woman who's unemployed or making 4,000 or 5,000 pesos a month, and you go out and you spend 25,000 pesos, or some of us, we spend more than that. We buy the ring in America for $1,000, which an American woman or Western woman would laugh at you, would not appreciate that if you spent $1,000 for an engagement ring. But over here, that's a fortune. But what eventually is going to happen, if you spend 50,000 pesos for that, somewhere along the line, she's going to pawn it 2 or 3 times before you see her again. My experience was this. Okay, remember I told you that I had met a young lady. She told me she was 22, she was 18. I eventually walked away, but before I found out she was 22, we went shopping. After about 4 or 5 months, we went shopping for an engagement ring at SM Mall. And I see a nice ring that I'm thinking is going to be nice for her, 16,000 pesos. Well, hell, she pitched a bitch, which should have been a red flag for me. I wasn't paying attention though, because I got money. I'm thinking 16,000. That's about, in today's exchange rates, about $325. So I eventually bought one that cost 23,000 pesos, which is a fortune, guys. I'm telling you over here, for somebody like her who was not working. Okay, and so, I buy it, she's happy, she's showing it off to everybody in her province, and everything. And then eventually, of course, you have to have the engagement party. I spend another 15,000 pesos on that. So I go back home, week or two later, I'm saying, hey, I noticed she's not wearing the ring. I'm like, hey, where's the ring? Oh, I had to pawn it for some school supplies. So 5,000 pesos she pawns it for. So when I come back over and I get the ring out of pawn, I give it to her, and that's the same time that I find out that she's 18, and I walk away. So I don't know what happened to the ring. But guys, Filipinas and Filipinos, they live a simple life over here. Spending a whole lot of money for an engagement ring, it's just not something that I would suggest you do. Now, once you get back to the United States and you take her, she's over there with you, and you want to, splurge on her for a nice ring, then I would say do that. But while she's living here, I wouldn't spend no more than $100, man. That way, she's gonna pawn that, but at least you won't be out of no more than 100. My wife, man, right now, man, if you look at her diamond ring that her wedding ring, it's dirty, man. They don't appreciate stuff like that. They're just not used to having it, man. It pisses me off more than anything, And that's another thing, because we were over here, man. It took me forever. And I still haven't found jewelry cleaner over here. We had to have it sent here in a balikbayan box. Man, I looked all around Cebu, all around Zamboanga for jewelry cleaner. Every mall, went to every silver place where they sell silver, gold, every jewelry store, every jewelry repair place, looking for jewelry cleaner. I could not find it. So if you're a Filipino out there and you're watching this video and you want to make a fortune, set you up a stand in one of the malls selling nothing but jewelry cleaner, silver cleaner, gold cleaner, whatever. But I have to stay on her about cleaning that ring. It's nothing worse than a dirty gold and diamond ring, man. But they just don't appreciate it, guys. So, that's enough about the engagement ring, man. Man, spend low, man. They're simple people. She's going to appreciate it. Don't waste your money, man, because you're going to pawn it. You're going to have to get it out of the pawn. That's going to be extra money. She's not going to take care of it. So just come over here, spend 5,000 pesos, that's it. So the other guy, he asked me, he says, hey, Calvin, how much does it cost to bring my Filipino home? Well, this is one of those things sort of like this. If you have to ask the price, you probably can't afford it, sort of things. You understand? Not putting anybody down, but it's pricey, man, and it's expensive. Not only do you have to be earning a certain amount over the government, over the U.S. poverty rate, which I should have checked that. I think it's 125 or something like that. But there's some costs associated. And I wrote them down because I didn't want to misquote. Now this is as of December 2020. Okay, it's going to cost you $535 to file that I-29F form. Now I'm going to just talk about the K-1 visa because that's mostly what's popular. And you're going to file that with the USCIS, okay? And that form has to be filled out, by the way, in the United States. You can't mail it from here. It has to be shipped from over there. That's $535. Okay, then the interview is going to cost you $265. That's you pay that to the U.S. consulate. And then while you're waiting for the interview, you're going to have to get her a medical exam. That's 17,025 pesos, which is $354 right now, with the exchange rate being 48.3 what it is today. Okay, all right. And that doesn't include, if she doesn't live in Manila now, you got to fly her back and forth to Manila, hotel, or Airbnb, food, expenses, like I said, the plane ticket, all right. And then, once she's approved, you got to fly her home to your home country. That's another, that one-way ticket there is going to cost you more, because a round-trip ticket is less than a one-way ticket. And just depending on what time of the year it is, let's just say $1,000, okay, just to be on the safe side, because I spent $1,800. I had to fly her and my son to the United States. Okay, then once you get there, see, it's not over. When she gets there, now you have to file the I-485 form. That's the adjustment of status. That's to get her green card. That's $1,225. See, so that's, you're at about, I'm being conservative, I'm going to say $5,000, guys. And then once her green card gets there, then you have the removal of conditions. to get her 10-year green card. That's another $700 or $800. You know, it's a lot of money, you know, so, and this is money that you're going to have to pay up front, you know, especially the I-29F form, the interview, the medical. See, all that has to be paid up front. And then once she gets approved, you got to pay that airfare. But remember, she's going to have travel costs. A lot of these women that you're going to meet, that you're meeting online right now, they don't live in Manila. See? So even if they live in Cebu, you got to fly them back and forth to Manila. And let's just pray that they pass the medical the first time. They pass the interview the first time. Otherwise, you're going to do it all over again like I did. I had to do it twice. My wife, because we messed up with our son. Our son was a U.S. citizen. We didn't know anything about it. I was green. I was naive. So we put him on her application as a K2. I spent all this money, $500, to get him approved. They get all the way to the interview, and he's a U.S. citizen. He needs a CRBA. All that money you spent, you wasted it. Okay? I didn't get a penny of that back. So, guys, just understand right off the top, man, you're going to be out of about $5,000. Plus, you have to be earning a certain amount, and I should have looked that up, and I apologize, over the federal poverty limit in America just to qualify to bring her over. Otherwise, you're going to have to get a sponsor. You know, and that gets shady. That gets, you know, messy. And then, okay, not only that, but as part of the process, remember, you got to file that affidavit of support for 10 years. That can get expensive. You know, so it's just something to think about. And no amount of money is worth, you know, I mean, any amount of money is worth you bringing her over. You know, all things being equal, you love her, she loves you, it's real love. You know, you established a relationship. See, but yeah, so my question is, can you afford to bring her over? You know, so why, you know, instead of you sending money over here, you know, you should be saving up for all these fees you're going to have to pay. Because it gets expensive, man. You know, and then, like I said, you got to stay in a hotel, Airbnb in Manila. She got to have food. She's got to have travel expenses, man, you know. So it's just something to think about, guys. So, you know, that's all I got today. I had been putting this off because, you know, the guy had asked me. But one last thing before I do go. A gentleman by the name of Michael, he keeps asking me about, he doesn't know how to remit money to himself over here. Look, and I'm sorry, I apologize because I forgot I've got a lot of new subscribers, new viewers. I can't take for granted that people saw the other video, blah, blah, blah. So here it is. It's real simple, though. Okay, it's a couple of ways you can do it. Your bank there, you can transfer it to your bank account here or your girlfriend's bank account here. Okay, that takes a couple of days. The only fee you're going to pay is the exchange rate. Okay, now all these other accounts like Remitly, World Remit, Zoom, Western Union, go ahead and open up an account in your home country first. Okay, because if you try to do it over here, a lot of them are not licensed to do business in the Philippines. You can pick up money from them in the Philippines, but you can't send money from the Philippines. You got me on that? So go ahead and set your account up there. You're going to have problems like I did with Remitly. I got it worked out. So set it up. And then once you're over here, you just go to remitly.com, put in your information, how much you're going to send it to yourself. Have your ID, you know, and the control number and the amount of money. And of course, your U.S. phone number and then your phone number over here, because you're going to need that. But it's really that simple. But the number one thing is make sure you open up those accounts at home. Don't try to open them up over here, because they're going to read that IP address and they're going to give you all kind of trouble, man. You're going to be stuck over here. You got to get somebody else to send it. So if you're not clear about that, because I can't do a whole video on that, it's just not enough. I would have to fluff that thing forever, because it's real simple, man. You just open an account there, send it to yourself here. You're going to pay on the front end, the $3.99, and then you're going to pay on the back end the exchange rate. Okay? So thank you so much for stopping by today. Remember, guys, keep it low on that engagement ring, because you're going to need that money for the K1 visa. Don't spend no more than $100 on that engagement ring, and buy it over here when you come. Okay? All right? It's expensive to bring them over there. Can you afford it? All right? Thank you so much. If you're in America, it's getting late. It's already late. If you don't want to late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you just got off Sack and Ship, you see somebody on the street, for Christ's sake, man, give them a couple of dollars. Buy them something to eat. Buy them something to drink. It's a pandemic. It's going to be a few weeks before they get that stimulus money. The vaccines is not going to bring everything back to normal. So we need each other, y'all, more than ever right now. You're in the Philippines, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and y'all know the situation over here. It's bad. If you think it's bad in America, in Europe, Australia, no. It's 10 times worse over here. Okay? When I leave here, I'm getting ready to leave, I'm going to go out and buy some hamburgers for these kids again. I do it every day, man, because they're out there starving, guys. Because, look, we got to help each other, because I know, if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID-free, and I'll see you next time.